The 49ers just had their 19th and final practice of training camp. Here's who stood out. Keep in mind, it was mostly starters out there today. Some backups rotated in with the first stringers, but Mac Jones never participated, even though he was healthy for the first time in a couple of weeks. The good, running back Brian Robinson Jr. He made his official practice debut with the 49ers and looked just incredibly healthy, which is something you can't really say about many running backs on this team. Robinson's ability to play football and not get injured all the time makes him one of the 49ers' most important players, which means they probably won't play him until they run Christian McCaffrey all the way into the ground like they did last year. Tight end George Kittle. When I say that he's the entire passing game, that is not an understatement. Well, maybe it's an exaggeration. Tight end George Kittle. When I say he's the entire passing game, that's an exaggeration, but you sort of understand what I mean. Because today, Brock Purdy threw 15 passes, and 7 of them went to George Kittle. I think it's fair to say that he's going to be featured in a way that he hasn't been featured since he was like 26 years old. Because just based on practice, he's the number 1, number 2, and number 3 option in the passing game. Then they check it down to Christian McCaffrey, and sometimes here and there they try to get the ball to Ricky Pearsall as well. If you have George Kittle on your fantasy team, good for you. Defensive tackle Mykel Williams. Yeah, defensive tackle. That's where he played a lot today, and that's clearly his best position. So that's something to watch for. I don't know how much defensive end he actually will play. It was his first practice in a while. He's missed the last, 3 weeks with a hyperextended knee. If he can stay healthy for 2 weeks, he'll be starting for the 49ers against the Seahawks, which they need him. They need him out there because stopping the run is going to be job number 1 for this Niners defense week 1. And they drafted him to be a catalyst in the run defense. So look for Mykel to be playing defensive tackle. Sam Okuanu, defensive end. He was starting today. If you were wondering if Sam Okuanu is going to make the team, the answer is yes. And he's probably going to start as well because he does a few things very well. Is he a pass rusher? But he can defend the run and he can drop into coverage, which gives Robert Saleh options. You know, he could build a pressure scheme where a linebacker such as Nick Martin and a nickel back such as Upton Stout rush while one of the defensive linemen drops into coverage, and you've seen Sam Okuanu do it in games. I don't know if they're going to be doing it during the regular season, but he gives them that option, which is something that the Seahawks have to prepare for, whether or not the Niners use it. So it's interesting to see a new defensive coordinator inherit Sam Okuanu, figure out that he's good, and find new ways to use him. Left guard Ben Bartch. He's back, baby. He's healthy. His elbow is not an issue anymore. And he was on the field today. He practiced 1 day in a row, and that's incredible. Let's see if he can make it 2. Wide receiver Sky Moore. He caught a pass from Brock Purdy today. In your face, haters. Caught a 5-yard pass, ran a curl, caught the football, tucked it away, and that was that. So if you thought Sky Moore couldn't do those things, shame on you. General manager John Lynch, he was doing his job during practice, which is refreshing. He wasn't just out there watching practice, which is nice. I mean, I like to do that too, but he was working the phones 1 day before final cuts. What was he talking about? I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get Jacoby Myers, who just requested a trade. Maybe he's trying to get Shedeur Sanders, who no one wants. Maybe he was calling up, I don't know. You tell me, but he was on the phone, and I respect that. The not so good. Running back Isaac Guerendo. Brian Robinson Jr. has been on this team for 1 day, and Guerendo's already below him on the depth chart. Didn't get any touches during team drills because he's the 3rd string running back, and he did get a lot of action in the preseason game, and he's probably still hurt with a shoulder thingamabobber, but that's the technical term. But yeah, I don't know what his role is going to be this year. I wonder if he'll even be active on game days. Stock down. Running back Jordan James, he's still hurt. And I didn't see him really running around out there, which is strange because he has a finger injury. You'd think he'd be running it up with the finger injury, but he wasn't. Maybe I missed it. He was definitely standing. He can stand. on both feet, despite the injury to his finger. So that's the good news. I wonder if they're going to put him on IR for the year with messed up finger, because what are the options? Giving him a spot on the team? Cutting Jeff Wilson Jr., who is healthy? Or cutting Jordan James, who was a 5th-round pick? Can't do that. Probably want to keep Jeff Wilson Jr., so maybe IR for Jordan James. I don't know. Upton Stout, the nickelback, he's still hurt, but he was actually running around on the side field vigorously. He was running around hard. I think he was running as hard as he could. It looked fast. I think he's going to be back for week 1. We'll see if it seems like he's the one with a real calf injury. Not naming any names here, but they're being cautious. But it seems like he's almost back, and he'll be out there week 1 if he doesn't have any setbacks. And then finally, Kalia Davis, defensive tackle. We're all wondering, did anyone get hurt they didn't talk about in this preseason game the other day? Yes, it was Kalia Davis. Don't know why. Don't know what happened. But he didn't practice today. He had a wrap on his leg. He was moving, though. He looked like he's all right. Didn't seem super serious, but they haven't told us. We don't know. Stay tuned for more information about Kalia Davis, who just might be the best defensive tackle on the team when healthy, which he isn't, but he's hardly the only guy on the team who's, in that boat.